Hey y'all, welcome to another video from wreckingnow.com. So I'm doing something a bit different today. I recently bought an older model tandem native ultimate kayak, and over a multi-part series I'm going to show you how I turned it into the perfect kayak for fishing with my kids. Everything I'm doing has application across, nearly every polyethylene kayak. The steps to remove scratches I would only use on a polyethylene, not a thermoform kayak. So stay tuned if you're looking to update your kayak rigging. So the first step was to work on the bottom of the hull. The kayak was used in the Texas surf, so it has some deep gouges and oyster rash I wanted to clean up. It's nothing too bad, but enough to cause some significant drag. So to fix these superficial scratches, I use a trick I learned from Chad Hoover. You need a propane torch and a spoon, and the idea is to heat up the area which allows the scratch to fill in, and then run a spoon over it to smooth it out. So you can see I run the torch over the polyethylene hull, the small slivers melt back into the crack. You want to heat up the areas that the slivers touch as well to essentially weld it back together. It's almost as if you're singeing the hair off of something. Just keep the torch moving to heat up the entire area. And you'll see me spit here to use the saliva as lubrication so the spoon doesn't stick to the hull. I just keep working over all the oyster rash until I have a nice smooth finish. And we're not going for necessarily better looking here, just a smooth finish that doesn't cause extra drag. Just smooth it out with a spoon like that. And for this large divot, I heated up the bed where the divot will lay, and then I smooth the polyethylene back over the divot. Again, I'm not trying to win a beauty contest here, just close up that crack, which I did right here. Just smooth it out, and that, again, that saliva will help. It's stuck a little bit here, so the saliva helps that. The next step and the final step of part 1 of this series involves removing the nasty rust stains throughout the kayak due to the salt and the lack of the original owner washing it down with fresh water. You'll see for the first removal, I took out the flush mount rod holders. This is because I'll be replacing them with rocket launchers for trolling. And the trick to getting the rust off the hull is to use this barkeeper's friend. You'll want to wet down the area and sprinkle some of the hull, and then just scrub with like a Brillo pad or a coarse cloth. If you have issues with rust rings around screws, you can undo the screw. Just don't unloosen a screw that you don't feel like you can get tight again. This is really cosmetic, but it just bothers me that you have these large rust stains. So I'm undoing this one and then sprinkling some barkeeper's friend, and again, just scrub off that ring. The barkeeper's friend also polishes up the screw, which is also a plus. So here's some more examples of just getting rust off of areas. Barkeeper's friend, I think you can find it at really any Lowe's, or you can get it on Amazon as well. So these are areas that actually stood up to a pressure washer. So it's a great trick if you need to get something stubborn off the kayak hull. So another trick I use around screws I don't want to loosen is a fiberglass pin. So what you'll do is you'll wet the area and use this fiberglass pin to remove the rust ring. The fiberglass, it's gritty and it works. Use this to actually take the coating off of a board, like an electrical board, like a breadboard. But I use it on the kayak too. And then you just make a pass with the barkeeper's friend, and it takes a lot of that rust off. If you really work at it, you can actually get it all the way off. But yeah, this is part 1. Next time I'm going to focus on replacing those flush mount rod holders with some rocket launchers to do some trolling. So stay tuned for part 2. Thanks.